Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I will be sharing with you 10 different travel tips and hacks that I have for you guys. I do travel pretty often, I would say. I travel anywhere from around 2 to 5 times a year, and I feel like I've accumulated a lot of, experiences and advice that I have for anyone who is traveling. So hopefully these tips help you out. They're gonna be anywhere surrounding like before you even travel, like purchasing the tickets, and just like tiny little things like that. So with that being said, let's just get started. So my first tip is to get a travel credit card. So what this means is a travel credit card does not do any foreign transaction fees. And foreign transaction fees happen when you go abroad or international. So for example, if I were to go to Paris and I use my regular credit card and I were to pay for something there, say I bought a baguette for €1, if I use my credit card to pay for it, I don't know why I would do that, but if I use my credit card to pay for it, my bank will charge me in US dollars, but they have to convert the €1 to, however much it is in dollars. And that conversion, they will also include a foreign transaction fee that it takes to get that conversion. So you actually end up paying more than what is actually a euro in a dollar. I currently use the Bank of America travel card. The only other one I know is the Chase Sapphire card, which is honestly amazing. There's like a ton of other perks with that. That's definitely my first tip, to get a card with no transaction fees, because it'll be a lifesaver and you end up saving a lot of money in the end. My second tip is to turn on price alerts for flights. So if you guys want me to do a video all about how I can afford to travel so much and like travel budgeting tips and everything like that, let me know by giving this video a thumbs up, and also comment down below any questions that you have in particular so I can answer them more specifically. But tip number 2, yes. So definitely turn on flight and price notifications. So you can actually do this on Google Flights. If you are, for example, looking, I'm just going to use Paris as like a reference point. So if you're looking to fly to Paris for spring break, I will turn on the price notifications, and Google will email you every single time that the price fluctuates, whether it's increasing or decreasing. There are a bunch of other sites that you can use as well. I know there's Skyscanner, there's Hitmonk. Student Universe is incredible. It's amazing if you're a student because there's actually student particular discounts, and it works mostly, or like, in my personal experience, it works best for international flights, but that's a really good one as well. So definitely turn on flight notifications and price alerts so you know when to buy your tickets and when they will be the cheapest. Tip number 3 is to look at all the different alternatives for housing. So I personally always look at Airbnb, and depending on who I'm traveling with, I also look at hostels, and sometimes I'll look at hotels. Most of the time, like 9 times out of 10, doing an Airbnb is a lot cheaper than doing a hotel. And then normally hostels are cheaper than either of the other 2 options, but it really depends on where you're traveling to. So for example, when I went to Budapest, it actually was cheaper to do an Airbnb compared to doing a hostel. So it really depends, and it really depends on the experience that you're looking for as well. Other than that, I know there's couch surfing. I haven't really explored that realm of housing, but I know a lot of people do it, and I'll try and link some sites that people have mentioned down below. And also, if you are going to go with the hostel route, I would look at, I use the site Hostel World, but I would also look at the hostel site in particular. So I know when my friend and I went to Prague, the hostel that we ended up staying at, they said that it was actually cheaper to book them through their individual site rather than through Hostel World. So I would look at, Hostel World and then check that individual hostel to see if it is cheaper to book through them. Tip number 4 is also having to do with money and saving money, and that is to use the website Ebates. So I'm not sure if you guys have heard of them before, but I'll leave my link down below. I think you get some sort of cash back or some money if you use my link, so be aware of that. But I love using Ebates for traveling and also just shopping in general. I know I've used Ebates before for Expedia, so I think there's maybe 5% cash back on Expedia purchases. So you get 5% cash back on what you buy for traveling. So it's a great way to make a little extra cash and to save a little more money when you are booking travel stuff. Tip number 5, this is what you want to do before you leave the country or before you leave your home. So I would definitely recommend downloading the currency converter app, Google Translate, and Duolingo. So the currency converter app is super helpful when you are in a foreign country and you don't know how much something is in your home currency. It's super useful and it converts everything really easily for you, and I'm pretty sure it's updated regularly so that it, you know, accurately reflects the price. And then Google Translate, very useful. Sometimes it's not helpful at all, but I like to have it just in case. Normally, I actually don't use Google Translate too much except for learning how to say like hello, how are you, you're welcome, thank you, please, and like where's the bathroom. So those are useful, but in terms of actually translating stuff, it's not the most accurate. I usually just try to speak to the locals, but I think having it on hand is really helpful. And then the third app that I talked about is Duolingo. So Duolingo is a great app to have maybe like a couple of months before you go on your trip if you kind of want to learn more about the language of the place that you're visiting. It's just fun and you get to learn a little bit more, and it's helpful to have also because they have some like easy words and easy phrases that are commonly said. Okay, tip number 6, I think everyone in the world should have this app, and I honestly thank you, Mindy. If you're watching this, thank you for introducing me to this app because it changed my life. So even whether you are traveling to like the city next door or international or wherever you are, you don't even have to be traveling, please download Google Photos. Google Photos is incredible. It backs up all of your photos. There's unlimited storage when you save them high quality, which like it's high quality. So like you don't have to worry about that. If you want to save it in original quality, it will be limited storage. It backs up every single thing on your phone. So you don't have to worry about not having enough storage whenever you go on vacation, because what I do is I just back up all my photos. I mean, I'm always backing them up like every single day, so just back up all of your photos, and then when you delete photos from your photo album on your iPhone or your Android, whatever phone you have, when you delete those photos, they're still going to be on Google Photos, so you don't have to worry about, you know, not having enough space. Honestly, please, if you take away anything from this video, just download Google Photos. Tip number 7 is to join a mobile carrier that allows you to have connection no matter where you are in the world for free, and it's included in your plan. So I personally use Sprint. In the past, my family and I have used T-Mobile, and it's really great because the international plan is just included in the normal plan. So whenever I go abroad, I am able to use data and I can text and call. Text, I believe, is unlimited, and data is also unlimited, and it's high-speed data as well. Calling, you do have to pay, I think it's like 20 cents a minute, but literally you get access no matter where you are. The only place that I haven't had access is in Macau, in Hong Kong. For some reason, that city just, I didn't have, like Sprint didn't have access there. Tip number 8 is to take a photo of your passport, your ID, and a credit card, and then also try and have a printout of it. So this is just in case for emergencies or anything like that. If you happen to lose your passport or your ID or your credit card, just having that documentation is really nice. And I found this really helpful when I was in Europe because I was visiting like churches and museums and cathedrals, and in Europe, if you are under 26, you get like a lot of good benefits. So sometimes I would forget my ID or they needed passport proof. And so I had the picture on my phone and I was able to show them like, oh, I'm under 26, and I'd be able to get a discount. So definitely do it just in case, and also for the benefits. Tip number 9 is to check in to your flight at least 24 hours in advance. Most flights do this. I know there are some budget airlines that maybe don't allow you to check in early, but definitely check in early if you can, because 9 times out of 10 you're able to select your seat. So if you're traveling with someone, this happened one time, okay? I had one mistake where I forgot to check in for, I think it was a flight to Cancun with my family, and we all sat in separate seats, and my parents were very upset with me. But yeah, so definitely try and check in earlier. You can normally check in 24 hours before the flight leaves, so try and get like an aisle seat or a window seat, whatever you want. Definitely try and check in earlier. My 10th and final tip is always always pack your essentials in your carry-on. So like your personal item, whether it's like a tote bag or a backpack. So I always carry an extra pair of underwear and also my contacts and my contact solution, my glasses, and then if I brought any electronics, I will bring those and my chargers, because sometimes, I don't know why I did this, but this one time when we were flying back from Paris to LA, we had a layover in London, and for some reason, I don't know why I did this, I put my chargers and my contact stuff, why did I do this? Contact stuff in my checked luggage, which shipped, and then we had the layover in London, which we missed our next flight to LA because there was a delay when we were leaving from Paris, and so like that caused us to miss the flight from here. So we ended up having to like stay a night here, and I didn't have anything. Like I didn't have my glasses, I didn't have my contact stuff, so it was a terrible time. But now, I mean, yeah, so definitely pack all of your essentials that you need in your carry-on. Now I even just like pack everything into a small carry-on suitcase, and I rarely do checked baggage. But yes, that is an essential. You don't want to be without your like underwear or your contacts or your glasses. So those are 10 travel tips that I have for you guys. If you have anything in particular that you want me to cover in the future, please let me know down below. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up if you like it. Feel free to follow me on Instagram. I post a lot of content on there, and a lot of it is usually travel based. Don't forget to subscribe if you guys like what you're seeing, and I will talk to you guys next week. Bye!